Have you ever wondered how a small nation, surrounded by enemies on all sides, with threats looming at every border, managed to rise to unimaginable prosperity and influence, defying every expectation and natural law? Standing as a beacon of resilience and strategic brilliance in a world that seems to favor the strong over the righteous, the mighty over the humble. And yet Israel, a nation born from exile, persecution, and unyielding struggle, became a powerhouse of innovation, wealth, and spiritual significance, a living testament to the mysterious ways of God and the unfolding of His divine plan for those who remain steadfast and faithful. For even in the darkest valleys of history, where nations crumble and empires fall, the children of Abraham endure, guided not only by human ingenuity, but by a providence that shapes the destiny of nations. And when we look closer at the secrets behind Israel's astonishing success, we find a combination of faith, discipline, vision, and a relentless commitment to knowledge that echoes the ancient wisdom of the Scriptures. For God promised Abraham that his descendants would be a blessing to all nations. And this blessing manifests not just spiritually but in every dimension of life, where the mind, the spirit, and the hands are aligned in pursuit of excellence. And consider this: how can a land so small with limited natural resources surrounded by neighbors who often wished it harm cultivate technologies that influence the entire globe, from agriculture to cybersecurity? If this message touched your heart and opened your mind, don't wait, hit that like button right now. Share this video with your family and friends, so they too can be inspired, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more powerful prophetic insights and biblical truths that can change your life. Stay connected and join us on this journey of wisdom, courage, and revelation, from medicine to defense. And can this truly be explained by human effort alone? Or is there a divine hand orchestrating the rise of a people who never cease to innovate, adapt, and thrive, even under pressure that would collapse lesser nations? And when the world seems chaotic, Israel's story reminds us that divine strategy works through human action, guiding those who honor wisdom, seek knowledge relentlessly, and act with courage in the face of danger. And history itself testifies to miraculous providence, from the miraculous victories against overwhelming odds to the restoration of a land once desolate into one of the most advanced and fertile regions on earth. And let us not overlook the spiritual dimension, for the prosperity of Israel is intertwined with a moral and ethical framework, deeply rooted in Torah principles, which emphasize justice, responsibility, and stewardship, suggesting that wealth and success, when guided by divine wisdom, are never accidental but cultivated through obedience, discipline, and alignment with higher laws. And this is where the prophetic insight becomes clear, for the Scriptures declare that nations that honor God's principles will prosper, and those who abandon them will falter. And Israel's economy, innovation, and global influence are not mere coincidences, but the fulfillment of promises made thousands of years ago, a living proof that when faith and action meet, extraordinary outcomes emerge. And what does this teach us today, as we face our own challenges, financial pressures, and uncertainties in a world that often seems indifferent or hostile? That the principles of diligence, foresight, and moral integrity are timeless, and that success achieved through alignment with divine wisdom carries not only material reward but eternal significance. And consider the role of education and knowledge in Israel's ascent. For a people once scattered across the globe brought together ancient traditions with cutting-edge research, creating a synergy that turned scarcity into abundance, turning obstacles into opportunities, and reminding the world that the mind, disciplined and focused, becomes a vessel of providence. And the economy, though measured in currency and resources, is ultimately a reflection of values, vision, and stewardship. And here lies the prophetic message, that the way to true and lasting prosperity is never in shortcuts, exploitation, or neglect of wisdom, but in preparation, unity, and alignment with eternal principles. And Israel, through centuries of struggle, exile, and adversity, embodies this truth, standing as a model for nations, communities, and individuals who seek to rise above the challenges of their time. And if we look closer, we see that innovation, technological mastery, and global leadership were never random, but the fruit of a people who learned to turn limitations into strength, fear into courage, and threat into opportunity. And this is why even today, Israel's story captivates the world, because it is not merely a tale of economics or politics, but a living prophecy in motion, showing that with vision, faith, and disciplined action, a nation, or even an individual, can rise above every obstacle and fulfill a destiny far greater than what seems possible to the human eye. And as we reflect on this extraordinary journey, it becomes evident that Israel's wealth and influence are deeply rooted not just in strategy or intellect, but in an unwavering connection to a divine promise that transcends generations, a covenant that transforms adversity into triumph. For every challenge faced by this nation, every war, every siege, every threat that surrounded it, became a catalyst for innovation, resilience, and unity, demonstrating that prosperity born of faith is never fleeting, but endures through storms. And consider the way Israel turned scarcity into abundance, deserts into fertile fields, and cities into hubs of cutting-edge technology. A miracle that combines human determination with providential guidance. A lesson that the Almighty can use even the smallest and most threatened of nations to achieve greatness. And in this light, we understand the prophetic symbolism embedded in Israel's story for the nation. Serves as a mirror of spiritual truths, that obedience, wisdom, and courage in the face of trials lead to the fulfillment of promises, and that the rise of the faithful, though often unnoticed by the world, is a signal that divine timing and preparation are at work. And when enemies gather and danger looms, the faithful are not abandoned, but equipped with insight, strategy, and the courage to prevail. And as we examine Israel's global influence today, from technological breakthroughs to agricultural innovations, from medical advancements to security expertise, it becomes clear that this is not mere coincidence, but the unfolding of a destiny that aligns with principles found in the Torah and echoed throughout the prophetic writings, showing that knowledge, discipline, and faithfulness combine to create outcomes that defy human expectation. And this is a profound lesson for every believer, every visionary, every individual who dares to pursue greatness in alignment with divine wisdom. That true prosperity is cultivated over time, shaped by perseverance, guided by moral and spiritual principles, and strengthened by unity and community. And consider the implications of this for our own lives. For if a small nation, surrounded by threats and limitations, can rise to global prominence through discipline, vision, and faith, how much more can each one of us overcome our personal deserts, our financial struggles, our challenges, and opposition, if we anchor our lives in principles that are eternal, unshakable, and proven by centuries of divine orchestration. And Israel's story is also a warning, a reminder that prosperity without wisdom, influence without morality, and success without alignment with eternal truths is fragile and temporary. And the scriptures teach us that those who seek first the kingdom and righteousness will see all things added unto them. And in Israel we witness a nation that has taken this to heart, combining practical excellence with spiritual devotion, creating a model of resilience, innovation, and divine favor. And when we think of the battles fought, the threats averted, the enemies faced, it becomes even more miraculous that Israel not only survived but thrived. A living testament that divine providence works through preparation, foresight, courage, and unshakable faith. And this is the message for every viewer today, that we too can rise above the chaos surrounding us, that adversity can become the crucible for our greatest achievements, and that knowledge, discipline, and moral integrity, when combined with faith, will always lead to prosperity far beyond what the world expects. And so, as we conclude this reflection, remember that Israel's success is both literal and symbolic, a beacon of hope, a guide to understanding how faith and action converge to fulfill destiny, and that the same principles that shaped a nation's rise can shape our lives, our communities, and our future. And if this message resonates with you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more prophetic insights and powerful biblical teachings, and do not miss the next video where we uncover even deeper truths and revelations that can transform your perspective and empower your journey. And may the wisdom, courage, and vision exemplified in Israel inspire you to act, to prepare, and to align with eternal truths, knowing that even in the midst of challenges, divine guidance is present, prosperity is possible, and your destiny can unfold in ways that defy all human expectation. And until we meet again, stay steadfast, pursue wisdom relentlessly, and let the lessons of history, prophecy, and faith illuminate your path to greatness in every aspect of your life.